Have you ever wondered why China's economy is finally slowing down? This question has been buzzing around in economic circles for a while now. For decades, China's economy has been in the fast lane, marked by rapid investment-led growth. It has been a spectacle of continuous expansion, transforming from a largely agrarian society to the world's second-largest economy. However, recently, the pace has been decelerating. This slowdown isn't a single-threaded narrative. It's a complex web of internal and external factors, each contributing its part. From a structural shift in the economy and an aging population to trade tensions and the global impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Even China's own regulatory crackdowns and environmental policies have a role to play. Not to forget, the consumer sentiment and real estate issues that have been making headlines. In this video, we will explore these factors in detail. So buckle up as we delve into the intricate world of China's economic slowdown. First, let's look at the structural shift in China's economy. China is undergoing a significant transition in its economic model. For decades, the country has witnessed rapid investment-led growth. This growth was primarily fueled by building infrastructure, factories, and real estate. However, in recent years, the Chinese government has been steering the economy towards a more sustainable, consumption-based model. This model focuses on the goods and services that Chinese people consume, rather than the infrastructure they build. It's a shift from made in China to consumed in China. However, this change is not a swift one. It's a gradual process that naturally results in slower growth rates. This is because consumption-led growth is usually less volatile, but also less explosive than investment-led growth. So, while the numbers might seem concerning when compared to China's previous growth rates, this structural shift is a natural part of any maturing economy. Next, we have the demographic challenge. Now, let's delve into how China's aging population and shrinking workforce are affecting its economic growth. China's past family planning policies, particularly the one-child policy, have resulted in an inverted age structure. Today, the country's population is aging rapidly, and the workforce is shrinking. This demographic shift is a significant challenge for the Chinese economy. An aging population means a higher dependency ratio, with fewer workers supporting more retirees. This puts a strain on social security systems and can lead to decreased productivity and economic growth. Meanwhile, a shrinking workforce can result in labor shortages and impact the country's industrial output. Moreover, the potential growth rate of an economy is determined by the growth of its labor force and productivity. As China's labor force decreases, it naturally drags down the potential growth rate. As the workforce shrinks, it becomes harder to maintain the same level of economic growth. High levels of debt are also a significant factor. Imagine a scale on which one side is economic growth and the other is financial stability. China's corporate and local government debt is like a heavy weight added to the financial stability side of the scale. This debt has been piling up over the years, raising eyebrows and causing concerns about the country's financial stability. To counterbalance this, the Chinese government has tightened lending conditions. Think of it as turning down the tap on a flowing river of investment. This isn't done without consequence, though. When the flow of investment slows, it naturally affects the pace of economic growth. It's like trying to drive a car with the brakes on. It's doable, but not without putting a strain on the engine. So it's a delicate act, this managing of debt levels. It's a balancing act between ensuring economic growth isn't stifled, while still maintaining financial stability. Managing these debt levels is a delicate act of balancing economic growth and financial stability. Trade tensions have also played a role in China's economic slowdown. A significant factor in this has been the ongoing trade disputes, particularly with the United States. The back and forth of tariffs and retaliatory measures between these two economic giants has had a profound effect on China's export markets. China's export-driven economy relies heavily on stable international trade relations. The disruptions brought about by these trade tensions have led to uncertainties in China's supply chains. Businesses have had to rethink their strategies, often leading to increased costs and reduced efficiency. Moreover, these trade disputes have not only impacted the export sectors directly hit by tariffs, but have also created a ripple effect throughout the Chinese economy. Industries that provide goods and services for export industries have also been affected, leading to a slowdown in their growth. In conclusion, the impact of these trade tensions is felt throughout the economy. The economic fallout from these disputes underscores the interconnectedness of our global economy. The global pandemic has also had a significant impact. When the COVID-19 virus began to spread across the globe, it sent shockwaves through economies worldwide, and China was no exception. The sudden reduction in global demand for goods and services hit China's export-dependent economy hard. Manufacturing sectors, the backbone of the Chinese economy, suffered extensive disruptions. Factories had to halt operations as the virus spread, and supply chains were thrown into chaos. But the economic impact didn't stop there. The Chinese government, like many others, was forced to impose widespread lockdowns to control the virus's spread. These lockdowns, while necessary for public health, had a significant economic cost. Businesses, large and small, were forced to close their doors, some temporarily and others permanently. Unemployment spiked, and consumer spending plummeted. The pandemic has thrown a wrench into the works of China's economic engine, causing slowdowns in growth that will likely take years to fully recover from. The effects of the pandemic continue to reverberate through China's economy. China's increased regulation in key sectors is another factor. The nation has ramped up its oversight, particularly in the technology and private education sectors. This regulatory zeal has been fueled by a desire to control monopolies, protect consumers, and manage social inequalities. However, it has also created ripples in the business landscape. The technology sector, once a beacon of rapid growth, has been hit hard. Big tech companies have faced punitive measures for alleged anti-competitive practices, and new firms are grappling with stricter rules for initial public offerings. Similarly, the private education sector has seen a dramatic shift. The government's sudden ban on for-profit tutoring in core school subjects has left companies scrambling to adapt. These regulatory shifts have not gone unnoticed by investors. The unpredictability has dented investor sentiment, leading to market jitters and a pullback in funding. In turn, this has affected the growth prospects of these sectors. These regulatory crackdowns have had a cooling effect on certain sectors of the economy. China's stronger environmental policies also play a part. As the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases, China has made significant commitments to reducing its carbon footprint. This includes an ambitious pledge to achieve carbon neutrality by the year 2060. However, achieving these goals is not without its costs. Traditional heavy industries, such as coal and steel, which have been the backbone of China's economic growth, are now under pressure to adjust or downsize. This transition away from carbon-intensive sectors may result in slower short-term economic growth. It's a delicate balancing act, attempting to reconcile the urgent need for environmental sustainability with the desire for continued economic prosperity. This is a trade-off many countries face, but for China, the stakes are particularly high given its global economic influence and environmental impact. Balancing environmental commitments with economic growth is a challenge for many economies, not just China. In conclusion, China's economic slowdown is a complex issue. As we've navigated through the labyrinth of economic factors, we've seen that the slowing down of China's economy isn't the result of a single cause. Rather, it's a multi-headed beast, with each contributing factor playing its part. We've seen that a structural shift is taking place. China is shedding its skin of rapid investment-led growth and emerging anew as a more sustainable, consumption-based model. This metamorphosis, while necessary, naturally results in slower growth. Next, we've examined the demographic challenge posed by an aging population and a shrinking workforce, a legacy of past family planning policies. This demographic shift is a ticking clock, its hands moving in time with the pace of economic growth. We've also looked into the specter of high debt levels. Corporate and local government debts loom large, casting long shadows over financial stability. In an effort to contain these risks, the government has tightened the reins on lending, slowing down investment in the process. Trade tensions, notably with the United States, have stirred the waters of China's export markets and supply chains, leading to disruptions and contributing to the economic slowdown. The COVID-19 pandemic, like a storm on the horizon, has made its impact felt through reduced global demand, disruptions to manufacturing, and the costs of widespread lockdowns within China. We've also discussed regulatory crackdowns in key sectors, such as technology and private education, and how these have dampened investor sentiment and curtailed growth prospects. China's stronger environmental policies and commitments to reduce carbon emissions add another layer of complexity. These commitments may require a trade-off with short-term economic growth as traditional heavy industries adjust or downsize. Finally, we've touched upon the real estate sector, a key growth driver now facing its own challenges with high-profile debt issues and a cooling property market, both of which have ripple effects on related industries and the overall economic health. Each of these factors, in their own way, contribute to the slowing down of China's economy. Understanding these factors is key to understanding the future trajectory of China's economy.